In this video we have a rectangular prism and we're going to find the length from D to F. And so this length you can see cuts from the top left at the rear, F, through to the front right at the bottom, which is D. So this is a kind of a diagonal cut or a diagonal line straight through the middle of the rectangular prism. And to solve this question, there's actually two steps. And so what we're going to do is we're going to find two triangles, or in the first step we're going to find a triangle, and we're going to find the length of an unknown side using Pythagoras. And in our second step, we're going to find a different triangle, and we're going to also find the length of a side using Pythagoras. So let's get going on it. Now, to start, what we need to identify is, because this is a rectangular prism, the length BC is the same as the length AD, which is 3 centimeters. It's also the same length as FG and EH. So all of these yellow ones that I've just highlighted have a length of 3 centimeters. Next, CD is 4 centimeters. It's the same length as AB, also the same length as EF, and also it's the same length as GH. So there's 4 centimeters for those ones. And finally, 8 centimeters. So DH is 8 centimeters. It's the same length as GC, also the same length as FB, and it's also the same length as AE, so 8 centimeters. Okay, so we're about to draw our first triangle. I'm going to find a green color, and because our final answer is a kind of a diagonal cut, I need to find the length of DG first. Okay, and I'm just going to colour in that triangle. So I'm going to get a right angle triangle here, which I've coloured, and so this is triangle DGH. And so I'm going to now draw a triangle. With a right angle, I'm going to label each corner G, H, and D. I'm going to colour code the sides. So DH is pink, GH is orange, and finally GD, or DG, that's the green one. Okay, so now I've been able to identify the sides. Now I'm going to put the lengths in. So we've got 8 centimeters for DH, 4 centimeters for GH, and X is the value of the unknown side that we're trying to find. So from Pythagoras, we know that x squared equals 4 squared plus 8 squared. Okay, so x squared is 4 squared, that becomes 16, and 8 squared, 8 times 8 is 64. So we've got 16 plus 64 is x squared. So 16 plus 64, so that will become 80. X squared is 80, which means x is square root 80. And if we use our calculator now for square root 80, that becomes 8.94. And that's centimeters. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little rectangle around that, just to show that's the end of our first step. 8.94 centimeters. Wonderful. Now, next I need to draw another triangle, and that will be triangle DFG. So I'm going to just do that one as a little grey colour through here. And so this is a kind of a diagonal triangle that runs right through the middle of this rectangular prism. Okay, and I'm going to draw it here. I'm going to label each corner. And then I'm going to, after I've labelled it, then my next job is to write the lengths of the sides. So FG is the yellow one, so that will become, let's do the colouring first. Okay, green colour. And you can see that DG is actually the same length there. It's the same one. And we've got a little blue colour happening for DF. Okay, so now we put the lengths in. So FG is 3 centimetres. DG is, from our answer, that's 8.94 centimetres. And our unknown is DF, so I'm going to call that Y. And again, using Pythagoras, we've got Y squared equals 3 centimetres, or 3 squared. 3 squared plus 8.94 squared. Okay, so Y squared equals 9 plus 8.94 squared, so that becomes 79.92. So Y squared becomes 88.92, and Y is the square root of that. So square root 88.92, that becomes 9.43. And we've got centimetres. Okay, so now we've been able to find the length Y, which is FD. And so we say, therefore, FD, or DF, is 9.43 centimetres. Excellent. So we've solved the question here. We've found the length of FD. And so just a reminder, what we did with that is we found the triangle DGH, and from that the unknown was DG, which is 8.94 centimetres, and then we used that length as one of the lengths of our second triangle, and then we found that the length DF became 9.43 centimetres. So I think a really good tip for solving these kind of questions is to look at the question, find out the lengths of some of the unknowns. Are they the same as some of the other lengths? For example, all the yellow ones you can see are 3 centimetres, the orange ones are 4 centimetres, and the pink ones are 8 centimetres. Then you try to think about what's your final answer, what do you need to find? In this case it was FD, and that was a kind of diagonal line going through that prism. And in order to find that, we really needed to find the length DG. So we had to find DG in order to find DF. Okay, so thanks for watching the video, and hope it's been really useful. Thanks.